Hey guys, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training. I just went and grabbed the puppies. They're in the back of the truck right now. So one of the things that happens a lot with puppies, they get car sick. They've never been in a shaky vehicle. Tina said she's got a trick where she lets the bitch run around when she's got puppies in her stomach, and that kind of seems to help, but I don't have the time to do it. I just don't get it done. So right now I'm going to be doing just a little drive around the back roads here, and the roads are real bumpy and squirrely. You got to kind of move around big old holes in the dirt and all kinds of things. So little short, sweet little rides, and then come back and I'll do my little routine in front. Now, I've been talking about the powers in 2s and 3s for a long time, and how I believe that the brain is a lot like a muscle that you're building, right? So that's why I do things in patterns of 2s and 3s. You'll have other trainers, and there's times to do this, don't get me wrong, that will actually do static, where they're doing the same thing, and let's say looking at you, right? And you stand in front of a mirror, and as soon as the dog looks down, they give them a correction, they get them to look back up. That's one exercise. It's very static. It's a living thing. A lot of times you'll hear the professional trainers, a lot of them, David Croyer, all of them, they do things in a very static way when they start the behaviors. And they work, as an example, David will do his front, where the dog's in front of you, right when he comes into the front. He'll do one where he puts the dog into a corner, so that the dog is kind of forced to be right there, and he's so tight on top of the dog's going to be looking up and gets that posture of looking up for the dumbbell work, right? So there's a lot of times that you want to go to static. You want to isolate behavior, right? But I find that when I'm building a dog to learn and to think, I want to stretch that muscle as much as possible. So to do that, I do things in patterns of 2s and 3s. I do one thing like maybe going up on the bowl, going up on the table, then maybe chasing a sack. I'll have 3 or 4 things, and how I mix that up and do my whole powers of 2s and 3s concept is what's important. I'm trying to stretch that dog's mind to learning more things, with more things coming at him, that he doesn't have a one-track mind. If you build him on static, as far as I'm concerned, you're not going to get a dog to stretch that muscle as much as you would if you do other things. Keep in mind, 10 weeks old, 11, 12 weeks old, you're talking a lot of just getting the puppy used to being aware and conscious of his body, and having that dexterity, like I said, with eye and hand coordination, you know what I mean? They go to jump on something and they're not falling over their left foot. That all takes practice and that development of that young body together with the mind, just like you would if you had a child. That's why you go to a playground with a child. You get them used to their body, get them used to falling off the swings and going oops, and learning from these experiences. That's what playgrounds are all about. So it's the same thing. It's the same way I approach agility. Everything I'm building in a dog is to build confidence within the dog, to have confidence within their body. So I had a customer yesterday call me and start asking me a lot of questions with the puppies. I can remember I sold 4 of them already. I've still got 2 left. So they're out there. That's why I'm doing these little video strings, because I've got the puppies to play with, and I'll accent a lot of the things that I do with these young puppies so that they can see it, right? And they can kind of follow along. So he called me up and he went through some questions, and I just gave him the same thing I'm giving you right now, trying to accent the powers of 2s and 3s. When you quit on a high point. You mix these things up, right? And how you do that is important. I'll try to get it across to you again as I work along with these puppies. I'll try to get you to understand that powers of 2s and 3s. What I'm trying to do is stretch that muscle, the brain, right? More things he can learn, he gets better at it. One thing that he told me about that he was doing that was kind of cool is in agility, a lot of times they will do things of stretching, meaning they'll do a wobbly ball, a wobbly platter, where there's a half ball with a wobbly, and the dog has to really work to keep his balance on that, right? And you're working those twitch muscles, and they stretch the dog, that all with alluring, right? And the dog learns to stretch and balance. It's all about his balance and working those twitch muscles. And that's some good stuff. It comes from our physical stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we do that is working those twitch muscles and doing the exercises that are really hard to do to balance, putting your elbows on those wobbly boards and planking, right? All that is the same type of thing, right? Well, you can do the same thing with these young puppies. So if you get on maybe some of those sites that are selling some of those half balls and little balls for the dog to put their paws on and have to balance when they're on 2 of them. All this type of stuff that's creative towards building your dog's ability to have better muscle tone, to work his twitch muscles, to get him to be better at going on to things and being able to stay. That will be very advantageous to you if you build a puppy like that when they're young, so that later he has a very, very good ability at being very agile because of all that work that you're going to put into it when he's young. So that would be something that you would want to do. I don't have a lot of those tools here, but I'm sure there's all kinds of them on YouTube, and I'll see if I can find some maybe and link them and give you guys that. But there's a lot of work being done in those areas of agility that has all that balance, and therapy, right? The therapy, there's some good couple veterinarian slash vet techs that are doing this type of thing with therapy, and it's pretty cool. But that's the same thing it comes from, right? I'll talk to you later. Have a good day. I'm going to be working puppies. I'll maybe do another video with the puppies. I'm going to stick all the videos with the puppies in one library, and then I'll put the link out there at some point where you can just go to that one library and kind of watch all the way through there. I'll try to accent the age so you start to see where the age is at. These guys are over 10 weeks. They're going on 11 weeks old now. I've got to check my calendar and count my days, but I think it's close to 11 weeks old now. And so you'll see the development as you go along as I accent the time period that these videos were done, right? 10 weeks, 11 weeks, whatever it may be. So, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, signing off. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.